I'm John Bishop, and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Right, we'll move on then. We'll move on from Suso Enrique Gaygate, which I've dubbed it because why not? Gaygate to Liverpool versus West Ham.
No Suarez!
Yes! Chris has made a fantastic point in a slightly unusual way. Dad, we've basically gone to great lengths, and the press and what have you, gone to great lengths to basically point out that Liverpool are shit without Luis Suarez. So, bearing that in mind...
6-0 Liverpool.
Bearing that in mind...
He hasn't scored for 4 games, so what's the difference?
Yeah. Oh, fine then. There you go. No problems.
I mean, we were always going to reach the point this season when we were going to have to play without Luis Suarez at some point. And we always used to say, when people said Steven Gerrard was a one-man team, when we had to play without him, we usually went and won.
Yeah.
So why shouldn't we do the same against West Ham?
There's a difference. You can replace midfielders when we're lacking in goals. He is the only player who actually scores goals for us.
That and he's the only forward.
Yeah.
We always had other midfielders who could step in and take over Gerrard, but who is going to step up?
I think our biggest problem is not whether we're going to score or who's going to score, is how we're going to stop them scoring.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be on a high, having beat Chelsea. I think they're going to come at us. I think Allardyces teams are always difficult to beat anyway. It's always going to be a tough game, and I think first and foremost we have to stop them scoring. That's my main concern. And if we can do that, then if we can somehow get a Gareth Bale own goal type situation, then I'm happy with that. As long as we don't get beat. I really don't think we can afford to have another loss after losing at Spurs.
Well, this is it. We because we've looked at the sort of fixtures ahead. The concern for me is that you can already say it's already like a pre-built excuse, and I want to be past those days. I want to be able to say Liverpool should be able to go and win this game. But the problem is, of course, without Suarez, you're away from home. As my dad says, they're on the high, having just beaten the European champions. It's not a guaranteed win by any stretch. It would be incredibly arrogant of us to suggest otherwise.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we do need to go out there and win it, and I do think we've still got the players to win it. As your dad points out, stopping them is going to be the crux of the issue, and then getting a goal. And I reckon Steven Gerrard might start a little bit further up the pitch again.
That's the big question, isn't it? Obviously, in the absence of Suarez, we know Barini's still not fit. Who was the only other recognised senior centre forward. Now the question is, we've seen John Joe Shelvey utilised there against Young Boys the other week. I mean, he scores in that game, so you can't discount him as an option, but I don't think anyone would think...
It's not who plays up front that's going to be the sort of key to the game. It's going to be how the 3 players behind him play the game. I think, and how often they get into the box. That person's just there to sort of piss 2 defenders off, hopefully, which is what Suarez does amazingly well.
Yeah.
Or he can still create chances from that position as well. It's the midfield.
It's got to be someone who can hold the ball up, because if you're going to be under the cosh, as I think we probably will be at various points in the game, it's no good just lumping the ball out and it coming back in. You've got to have someone who hold the ball up and allow your midfield players to get forward, to give you a bit of relief. So, Shelvey fine if his touch is okay on the day, but it's got to be someone, even Shaheen or someone who's got a good touch and can hold the ball would be what I would prefer.
So you would think, although he's been in great form for the under 21s and what have you, not worth putting Morgan in.
I don't think our young kids are ready our young forwards are ready.
Yeah, he didn't look good enough in the Europa League, did he?
I mean, I looked at Morgan last week in one of those second gen games, and he looked terrific. But you see him in the first team, he just hasn't quite got the presence yet. I just think he's a little bit short. And obviously Yesil, I think, is probably the same. And any of the other, Ngoo doesn't seem to get much of a look in.
It's an interesting one.
He really is a bit of a handful, I think.
That's an interesting. I would be very surprised not to see one of those names you just mentioned there on the bench. Most certainly. I think. I mean, again, going back watching the next gen, I caught the end of the Dortmund game. It was on Eurosport, wasn't it, before the Spurs game last week? And Morgan, when you watch those games, you can see why people get excited about players like Morgan, because he looks head and shoulders better than everyone else in his age range. But that's the crux of that, isn't it? Is that you forget you're watching 18-year-olds, and whilst it's great to be better than a load of other 18-year-olds, you're not better than the 22, 23, 30-odd-year-olds, particularly when you're playing a Sam Allardyces side who are going to be very, very tough, hard to beat, physical, murderous at the back. So yeah,
Morgan in the Europa League, he looked badly out of touch with everybody else. It was just 50 yards.
I don't know. The Angie game, the away game, I thought he did very well.
No, there was a home game.
Normally play wide right. Was that the Eden? Was that the Eden game?
Didn't he play up front?
The Hearts game.
Oh, am I? No. I'm talking Carling Cup. Sorry, mate.
Carling Cup.
Swansea. And that first half, he was so badly unsupported. He just couldn't hold the ball up.
No.
And he really didn't look good enough to do what we're talking about now.
I think it's just annoying, isn't it? Because it's that question is, do you put someone who's someone in their natural position who's a bit raw, or do you go for the square peg, round hole, stopgap, and hope someone can just do the job? I mean, the big question is, we've talked about this a couple of times, Steven Gerrard. Why not put Steven Gerrard up front?
That's what I think.
Well, we'll come on to that in a second. Let's have a little bit of a look at West Ham though. Currently 8th in the table, the heady heights. God, wouldn't we love to be there?
With a +2 goal difference. So good.
I'm getting there.
So good.
They've scored 19. They
Twice as good as
17.
ours.
Shh. And yes, as Chris says, that gives them a +2 goal difference. Their form is draw, win, draw, loss, loss, win. Puts them 9th in the form table, which is actually one place below us, which is nice. Yeah, in your face, Allardyce.
I think those 3 draws could be significant. That they draw games at home. That's quite a high percentage of as we would know. We have a lot of them ourselves.
Yes, the draw specialists that we are.
So it may well be that it's a game we'll get a draw in.
It's very
That'd be a shock, wouldn't it, us getting a draw?
Wouldn't it just? Yeah, wouldn't it just? It's interesting, their home form and the away form's not massively dissimilar. They've won the last 6. They've won 2 in the last 6 at home. Drawn 3, as you say, and lost 1. So
we've drawn 4 of our last 6 away. They've drawn 3 of their last 6 at home. My money's going on a draw.
Yeah, we'll come to score predictions in a moment, but yes, it doesn't favour the neutrals this game as it's lining up. Yes, anyway, as I say, last time out they beat Chelsea 3-1, which provoked some mixed reactions in the stand. And I say mixed reactions, basically everyone cheered. Here's a quick question for you. There's only one team in the top half of the Premier League table has scored less goals than us and West Ham. Who is it?
Stoke
City. Well done.
That's why I got my phone out.
Question coming up. Hey!
You know you found out in the edit.
I wonder what I thought. Why is he texting you? Like a professional bastard. No. Cheat.
Well, you cheated me out of a win in that quiz the other week, so.
Cheated you out of a win? How was that?
You gave Mike the win, I would have drawn with him.
No, it was, you got half a point deducted for being a prick.
Exactly, cheated out of it.
What's unfair about that? Were you being a prick?
No. Maybe, yeah. I don't think I was half a point a prick. No, that would have still made me lose.
Oh dear. Anyway,
it was a slap on the wrist.
We wanted to. We always, as always, we're going to look at have a bit of a Dangerman focus. Staying quite close to home this week, Mr. Kev Nolan, who we went to school with, nice lad.
Used to drink in New York bar.
He did. He's actually a boss. I must admit, a boss fella. He's one of he's, as far as professional footballers go, he's a very, very, very. I say that. Actually, I've never met a professional footballer who wasn't quite silent, so that's a bit of a stupid thing to say, but we'll move on. Rough comparison, we'll go through his stats and that. Basically, rough comparison is Steven Gerrard, Kevin Nolan's total open play, passes, Got to make sure you get that right.
I think it's fair to compare him to Gerrard though, because he is playing in a completely different position.
Yeah, but I've done it. I forgot anyone else. I've done it. No point bringing that up now. Probably would have been worth bringing that up before we started filming.
On that, I've got a striker from Liverpool that we can compare him with.
In a moment. Total open play passes, Jesus West.
That's OPP.
457. Accurate to those 369, which is an open play pass completion of 81%. Successful dribble 1, total dribble 4. Goal assist from set play, non-goal assist from open play 2. Total assist 2, therefore. He's created 15 chances, scored 5 goals is the most important figure for that. Shooting accuracy of 52%. And a chance conversion of 19. As you say, Gerrard playing in a different position, but the reason I've compared them is because they're from Liverpool. And no, because basically they're both
Is Gerrard from Hayton?
Yes.
Purple bins?
No, brown bins, mate.
Exactly.
But they're both both natural position as an attacking midfielders. Yeah. But the interesting note is that basically Kev Nolan, Steven Gerrard, playing far more passes and having a better pass completion rate, is dribbling far more, being far more successful with it as well. They've both set up 2 goals this season. Gerrard's have both been from set pieces. Gerrard's not made an assist from open play yet, which I think is interesting. And he's only scored 1 goal, of course. Now, but he's created 42 chances, which is like what 3 times as many, nearly as Kev Nolan. And as you say, slightly different in position, but for me, I want to be seeing Steven Gerrard getting the kind of stats that Kev Nolan is.
Well, hopefully he can do if he plays further up the pitch. Kev Nolan essentially plays behind the one striker, doesn't he? It's that sort of almost a false 10, isn't it? Because it's not quite where Rooney plays for Man United, but it's not quite an attacking midfielder either. He is sort of in between. There's no one you can really compare him to that's fair. Really.
It's interesting actually, because I remember. Well, he's just Allardyce's boy, isn't he? You know what I mean? Sam Allardyce builds his teams around Kev Nolan, which is incredible. And it was a shame actually coming away from the match at the weekend on the radio. I heard a West Ham fan on the football phone in basically say, he's not a very good player, but he's a great captain. And I thought, I think he's got, statistically speaking, throughout his career, he's a 10 to 15 goals a season.
Goals, isn't he?
Yeah. He knows where to be. He's smart, isn't he, in that regard? He always seems to pop in the box at the right time. I actually compared him to Suarez. Now I know he's not. Hang on a
second. Whoa. So he can't be compared to Steven Gerrard, a midfielder, but you've compared him to Uruguayan international centre forward.
Only for this, and his shooting accuracy is better than Luis Suarez, 52% compared to 38%.
Yeah.
His chance conversion is better, 19% compared to 14%. And his clear-cut chance conversion, which Luis Suarez is dead high at 43%. Ken Nolan's is 50%.
Wow.
So it's some interesting reading. That's why I compared him to Suarez.
Yeah. Well, it's a shame about.
Maybe we should be buying him in general.
I'm not Van Persie.
No, I was always disappointed that we never were in the market for Kev Nolan.
Bit his finger off to get to Liverpool.
But it was interesting because people used to say, him and Gerrard are 2 alike, therefore Liverpool will never buy him.
Yeah.
And Chris thinks the exact opposite.
The exact opposite. No, I remember I used to drink with his dad and his uncle, and I can periodically Kev himself, but I remember getting bladdered one night with his dad and his uncle, and we used to just like fantasising about this Liverpool midfield that had Nolan and Gerrard in it, and going back sort of 5 years, that would have been a terrifying midfield to come up against, because they were both Kev Nolan was a lot more of a dogs of war sort of midfielder back in the day.
Couple of them with Carragher's long balls, like.
No, but I think it was great, and I love the Kev Nolan to success, and I love that he's back in the Premier League, because I think a lot of us thought when he left Newcastle last summer, like what is he doing? Why is he stepping down to the Championship? And there's the obvious case. You see it happen time and time again, don't you? Have with midfielders, and they step down to the Championship, they find a level, and they never return. But to his credit, he's come back to the Premier League, and he's almost picked up where he's left off.
He's too good a player for the Championship, isn't he?
Yeah,
that's clear.
Most definitely. Let us know your thoughts on Kev Nolan. I'm actually interested. People who watch a bit more.
I just hope
around the Premier League
here on Sunday.
Yes, and in fact, I remember saying to him, we were due to play them, and he was one yellow card away from a suspension, and I watched the game praying that he got a booking, and he come in the pub afterwards like, hey Kev, how's it going, sound? He's praying he picked up a yellow card, mate. Praying he picked up a yellow card. That's not very nice. I was like, oh, fuck off. I don't want you playing against us. Like. So now, hopefully, as you say, hopefully Kev Nolan will have an absolute sting. And if you're watching this, Kev, you know I mean it is all the best intentions. So yeah, we've hinted at that, the Nolan Allardyce connection. We were taught never to use the word hate, so I won't use it in this, but I really dislike Sam Allardyce teams, and I just hate coming up against him because he seems to have, the odd exception of course, quite a good record, quite a hoodoo over Liverpool teams though.
He tends to, well, he summed up for me in that first Rafa game at Upton Park when Hoopy broke his nose in the first minute in a clash. I think it was in the 4th minute he broke his nose, and that summed up the whole way the game went. I think Rafa got annoyed about it because Luis Garcia scored and it was disallowed. I think it was his first game when he scored and it was disallowed for offside, and it wasn't. So we would have beaten them, and as it was, we didn't get a good result. And that's all Sam Allardyce teams give you, that kind of a tough game.
Yeah.
The Kevin Davises of the world throwing themselves at you from left, right and centre.
It's funny because the way he always set up, it's like this thing we were talking about, Kev Nolan. He was the one who originated that, have a free kick and corners and standing on the goalkeeper's toes. Basically, that all came from Sam Allardyce. Putting a centre forward, right wing, because he's a target man in Kev Davis, and you can just hoof it up to him.
Because the left back.
They had that other funny one with the offside, where they used to put someone way behind the offside line on the goal line or whatever.
Yeah.
Just to cause absolute chaos.
Well, that's it. He's a master bender of the rules, isn't he? I say of the rules. Not getting in hot water over that.
No, gate all over again.
No. But it's very interesting. I mean, going back, we touched on it there, the Chelsea game at the weekend. Fully deserved to beat Chelsea in the end. Carlton Cole, much maligned. I mean, we were considered, obviously, Andy Carroll's never going to play in this game anyway because he's on loan. He's now out for 8 weeks. What's interesting about him, because we
bought him then, isn't it? Just out for that long.
Perfect. Not scoring goals, injured, perfect Liverpool side. Hopefully those days are behind us. I really do. Interesting thing about Carroll, because I've not spoken to you about it, is that he looks in danger of becoming another one of those Liverpool forwards that we buy. He's okay, he gets a bit of a cult following, we sell him, people lambast the manager in the club for getting rid, and then he's shit. When he goes and no one ever goes, oh, maybe it was quite a good decision to let him. We scored one goal.
He's not set the world alight, has he? Let's put it down.
Well,
and he's been injured a lot.
Well, the point was meant to be that he was going to play for Sam Allardyce in a team that was set up to play to his strengths. We were supposed to see Andy Carroll, the player that we signed from Newcastle, and it's just not happening.
Even if he succeeded there, though, he still wouldn't fit in with us. So it didn't matter either way.
It would have been good for his sell-on, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, most definitely.
I mean, he went there. He had a good first game, didn't he? And I think he then got injured and was out for ages. And I'm not too sure how many games he's played for them, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't wish many. His
career at West Ham was probably very similar to his career at Liverpool.
Yeah. I don't wish any harm to Andy Carroll at all. Again, he's sound. I think he's a good player. But the problem is, it's that thing of I hate this thing of how Brendan Rodgers has been lambasted by people for Brendan Rodgers would never have let him go.
To be fair, it wasn't just that he let him go. It was the fact that he let him go and we never got any replacement.
Yeah, but that's not Brendan Rodgers' fault. He said himself, I'd have never. If I thought for a second we weren't getting a replacement, then I never would have let him.
Maybe he should have thought for a second before he let him go.
Maybe.
He should have had some better
do the way
guarantees.
around next time, will he?
Yeah.
I
suppose you're right. I mean, as you say, Chris rightly says, once bitten, twice shy. I don't think he'll put his faith in the negotiating skills of the board if that's going to happen. Right, we're going to look at lineup predictions and score predictions, but first, it's competition time. Yes, the wonderful people at Love, Follow, Conquer have got them. I've got an amazing competition for everyone who watches the show. Yeah, yes.
LFC. Have that shit.
Okay. Why not? Anyway, you can have an opportunity to win a Love Follow Conquer t-shirt of your choice this week on next week's show, and then in the it's the Fulham game before Christmas. We're going to be giving away £50 worth of credit to buy all the t-shirts you can get for £50. All you've got to do, right? Dead simple.
Grab a pen.
Social media. Stamped address envelope. No. What you've got to do is
Very liquid bottle.
Dave, if you could be so kind as to look at Chris's t-shirt for me, please. Chris, sit up for us. Go on. Just up straight. Fingers on lips time. Go on the Love Follow Conquer website. Find out what this t-shirt is called and tweet it to @Redmen TV and @Love Follow Conquer. And we will pick one of you at random to receive a t-shirt of your choice. Piece of piss, completely free to enter. And yes, stock's willing, you can have any t-shirt you want off the Love Follow Conquer website. You'll go to www.lovefollowconquer.com, find out what that t-shirt's called and tweet it to @Redmen TV and @Love Follow Conquer. Yes, and you can have a spanking new t-shirt just in time for Christmas. Anyway, yes, brilliant, get on it, we move on.
Lineup predictions.
Chris, go on then. You've got a lineup for us. How do you think it's going to be?
Reina in goal.
Yeah.
Wisdom, Scale, Agger, Johnson. With Lucas, then Allen, and then I think Sterling, Shelvey, Enrique.
There's the three behind
Gerrard.
Gerrard. Very interesting. Any counterpoints to that? Do you think it might be any difference?
I can't see him playing Gerrard up front.
No.
I think it would be a perfect choice, but I just don't see it somehow. I think he sees him as his midfield man, and that's it.
Yeah.
I think he probably will end up playing Shelvey again. I'm not so sure it's the right one, but
yeah,
he's never going to go with my idea of playing Johnson up front. But,
well, you never know. He surprised one or two. I think when this season started, who knew that Jose Enrique would be our best left winger? Stuart Dannon would be our occasional left back.
You're not saying
I'm not throwing any adjectives in there.
Occasional.
I think he probably will go with Shelvey, and if push comes to shove, we just have an extra midfield player when things get tough.
Moises 4-6-0.
Yeah, that's it. What
but I
place
do think if there's any chance of winning it, it's going to be on the break probably, and then we've got that pace in the side somewhere.
Set pieces.
But Sterling maybe. I'd actually like to see him come off the bench to do it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think he might make more impact, given at the moment, I think he needs a rest.
He definitely needs a rest.
If he's going to play, hopefully he will be the outlet for us with his pace.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? I think. Do you really think Enrique's going to go back to left wing? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, just because he's looked quite dangerous, hasn't he?
Away from home as well, a bit more. Although it gives the idea. It's like it is. Just as attacking, although it gives you more defensive cover as and when you need it. Enrique dropping back in. No, I'm quite happy with that. Let us know what you think the lineup's going to be. Do you agree with Chris? I've seen one or two people don't agree with Chris. Let him know. Give him hell.
Don't give me hell.
Give him shit.
No.
Apparently, it was your opinions. You're a bit up yourself with your opinions.
On what?
Just bikes and TV. I don't know. No, I don't know what it was. I can't remember what the comment was. Yeah, you're not what I liked.
I don't give a shit.
Good. Anyway, yeah, please do. If you don't want to give me Chris's lineup, @Mr. Blood Red, let him know. Otherwise, tweet us @Redmen TV, or leave your comments if you're watching this, or if you've joined us from YouTube. Leave your comment. If you're watching us on the subscriber show on the website, we're going to go on to talk about the FA Cup draw and whether the FA Cup is still important to Liverpool, given the slightly mistimed and misplaced quotes from me and Air at the end of last season, as well as talking about the plans for the Champions League and Europa League. We've also talked about Suso, Enrique, and the tweeting gate or whatever we dubbed it earlier that I've completely forgotten already.
Don't use the word we.
Yeah, we.
On that one, that was all you.
That is all me. Do check that out. It's on www.theredmentv.com. As I say, it's a free trial for those of you who haven't checked it out yet. Give it a whirl, see what you think. Yes, we're going to go on to that, but first let's have some score predictions. Dad, we'll start with you.
0-0.
0-0. Oh, so you draw theory.
1-0 Liverpool.
I like that. I've been right the last 2 weeks, haven't I, in the league? I'd like to continue that form, yeah. Have I? I've been right a few times recently anyway. No, the last 2 home games I've been right. Let me get that right. No, I think we will win this 2-1. I don't know how. I think we're going to score 2 really shit goals. Like,
take that.
Take it. I'll take it all day long. I'm sure you take it all day long too. Anyway, yes.
We're not talking about Gaygate.
No. Why? Stop, just leave it be.
Don't point to Carragher then.
No one can see him doing that. He's behind camera.
No!
Yes. Anyway. I don't think you've quite got. We've been doing. How many years have we been doing this? I don't think you've quite got the medium down yet, have you?
No. Is it not live?
Anyway, yes, if you watch this on YouTube, see you later. If you want to continue to watch it, if you want to subscribe to the show, you're still here. It's great. So